And now, here to tell us more about One, the annual exhibit which features work from original artists in our district, is Cleve Carney Art Gallery curator Justin Witte. Welcome, Justin.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. So, Justin, why One? Where did the name come from?
Well, the idea with the name comes from this idea that a lot of these artists are just starting their career. So this is kind of a first step, but it's also a first look for us to see this work. So for example, a lot of the artists we showed last year went on to a lot of different gallery shows in the region and in Chicago. Okay. So it's kind of like the first look, the first step, the first thing on their list.
Yeah. Awesome, awesome. Yeah. Okay. So now for this exhibition, people who, let's say that I'm an artist and I've had a little bit of success, I can submit my piece of art to you?
Yeah, so we had open submissions through the spring, through the end of April, and they submitted online through the website. And then we had a panel of art professionals outside of the college. So we had the exhibition coordinator from the Contemporary Artists Coalition, the exhibition gallery director at Columbia College Chicago, and a contemporary artist, Alberto Aguilar, look at all the submissions and then choose from the 200 submissions, 22 artists.
So you had 200 people?
We had 200 submissions.
That's awesome.
It is.
How many did you have last year? Do you remember?
Last year we had 19 artists in the show, so we do have 3 more. So they're going to go on the ceiling, I think.
We need a bigger gallery.
Yeah, we do.
Well, I remember last year going to the One exhibition, and I was so happy to see how many people in the community came out to support. Yeah. It was a big deal.
It's one of those shows that's really great because there's so many artists in it, and because they have connections to the area. And not only that, a lot of them went to like ISU or a lot of the state schools as well, so they have connections to the whole state, not only the region. That you get this turnout, and it's exciting too because just like last year, some of the artists are COD students who then went on to another school and now have applied as they're starting their career. So that's really excellent.
One of the artist who won last year, she made almost like a blanket out of film. Was it film?
So it was a weaving video made out of VHS tape, and the idea was her mother used to run a video cassette rental store in Glen Ellyn, and she also suffered from MS. And one of this artist's earliest memories of when her mother wasn't really suffering from those symptoms was when she ran this store. So this act of kind of dealing with that sickness, that illness, she took VHS tapes from the air and wove blankets, because she also found a connection between the tapes and kind of that disease itself, because part of MS, there seems to be like an erasure or a degradation of function, of memory, of their existence. And when tapes age, they also have that same thing. So it was a really kind of beautiful.
It was so beautiful.
And she ended up winning the top prize in the show. So it was really great. And she was also a former COD student.
Oh, I didn't know she was a former student.
Yeah.
That's even better.
Yeah.
So, Justin, when is the show first?
The show opens June 1st. There's an opening reception open to the public from 6 to 8 p.m. And we have it a little later just so people can make it out. And then we announce the awards at 7.
And people can come, though, all summer.
We're open all summer. We're open through the whole summer. We're open before all the lakeside events. So if you're here, you're looking for something to do after you've claimed your spot, come by the gallery. We have an excellent show there. Come check out the artwork in the MAC in the lobby. It may not feel like it yet, but you'll probably want to come in and enjoy the AC at that point too.
Definitely, people will want to come in and enjoy the AC. And the show is free. Everyone can come for free. And the gallery is always free,
all
which is
of our
amazing.
programming, all of our exhibitions, our visiting artist series that goes through the year, it's all free and open to the public.
You had a tremendous year in the gallery this year. Lots of good press.
We had an excellent year. A lot of our shows were chosen by Chicago Tribune as some of the top shows. We had a full review in the Chicago Trib on the last show by Fahim Majid. A wonderful show by Luftwerk, where they had that wonderful light installation.
Amazing.
And we're just going to pick up where we left off and keep going this year.
Who's a highlight for next year that people should come and see?
We have a lot of great shows lined up, but in terms of individual artists, in February through April we have Gary Nolan, who's a LA-based artist. I had the opportunity to visit Gary in LA last year. He makes a lot of work out of found objects. So he'll walk around his South Central studio in LA, find pieces of foam, discarded material, and make these beautiful pieces. And he's actually making a version of a stained glass in the beautiful front windows of the gallery.
Oh, nice.
Made out of discarded foam.
Amazing.
And other material.
Out of foam.
Yeah. Like old construction foam, found foam. So not only are the pieces really beautiful, they really lead to a discussion about waste, especially as we're dealing with all these issues of consumable plastics and kind of the issues with our oceans and all the pollution that's going on. It highlights that, but at the same time, he makes amazing, beautiful pieces.
That's fantastic. And who else is someone coming that we should keep our eye out for?
In the fall, our first show of the fall is actually a group painting show where we have 11 painters from across the country. And the show is called On Anxiety, and it's about how anxiety works not only as kind of a stifling, but also a motivating factor. So
it motivates me every day. Deadlines and stress.
Yes. And then what's exciting after that is we'll be doing a show around our print portfolio, the first annual Cleve Carney print portfolio, which is an edition of 20 prints made by 5 different artists of very highly renowned artists from Chicago, internationally known. Judy Ledgerwood, Tony Tassert, Richard Rezac, Phyllis Branson, and Michelle Grabner. We've just finished this portfolio many years in the making as a fundraiser for the gallery. And we'll be having a show kind of explaining the process, showing the work, and showing other work by those artists that are in our collection.
And selling a portfolio.
So well, the portfolio will be available starting next month, and you can check it out at clevecarneygallery.org.
And if you buy a portfolio, you get one of each print.
You get one of each print. There's only 20 of each of those prints.
In the whole world.
Yeah, and these are artists who exhibit across the world. It's very, very valuable if you're an art collector, but even if you're not, it's a great start to your collection. It's a great investment.
It is, because it's definitely going to go up.
Absolutely. I think it's already worth more than probably what we're offering it for.
Well, I'm going to buy one then.
Yeah, okay. I'll put you down.
Right. Thank you, Justin. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
The annual Emerging Artists exhibit will be on display in the Cleve Carney Art Gallery from June 1st through July 28th. For more information on this and future exhibits, visit clevecarneygallery.org. Help the MAC fill the shelves of the Glen Ellyn Food Pantry. The MAC will be collecting non-perishable food items at each of our Friday night Lakeside Pavilion summer concerts. Let's help drive hunger out this summer. Bring your can or box donations to benefit the Glen Ellyn Food Pantry and neighboring communities. Items will be collected at the park's main entrance each night from 6 to 8 p.m.